Chapter 21. The main point is to beat them to death, and if you can't beat them, scold them to d. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhoutian Xingqian Divine Body. The woman on the flying boat looked ecstatic, and her hand holding the mirror was shaking. If you ask what kind of disciple the Star Temple is most eager to accept, it is undoubtedly the Zhoutian Xingqian Divine Body. It can perfectly inherit the Taoist tradition of the Star Temple. If those old monsters knew that this person awakened the Zhoutian Xingqian Divine Body, they would definitely come with a coffin to snatch him, right? She murmured, and immediately passed the news back to the goddess to avoid being intercepted. Then, she waved her hand, and Qing in the city was dragged up by a gentle force and came to her in an instant. Senior. Qing clasped his fists to perform the junior salute, but the woman dodged. She was just a servant, and could not bear the great gift of the goddess disciple. You can just call me Ji Ning, no need to salute me. The woman said seriously. In addition, you have awakened the Zhoutian star body, and the goddess of our star temple wants to accept you as her disciple. I finally got you. Qing pretended to be reserved and nodded to show that he was willing. Ji Ning breathed a sigh of relief. Everything went well, so good. Do you have any unfulfilled wishes? I can help you fulfill them. Qing's eyes lit up. From the woman's attitude, it was not difficult to see that she wanted to please him and that he was extremely important to the Star Temple. Then, it should be okay to make some small requests. I want a batch of monster corpses, is that okay? Qing asked tentatively. It's unknown how long it will take to return to the mainland after going to the Star Temple, so he wanted to take the opportunity to collect more monster fluid. With this big guy's help, killing some level 4 and 5 monsters is definitely not a problem. Okay. Ji Ning nodded. Qing's request seemed a little weird, but in her opinion, it was normal. She had lived for more than 3,000 years, and she immediately thought that Qing needed the corpses of monsters to train his body. She had seen such a technique before, and the Star Temple had it. Star Temple. Did they come here, because they found a genius with a star physique here? Chuyao murmured, and Qing's figure inexplicably appeared in her mind. She couldn't see through Qing's cultivation, but her intuition told her that the people from the Star Temple were looking for Qing. This was definitely not an illusion, and it could be seen from Qing selling precious medicine. Ordinary people couldn't do such a thing. Ji Ning put away the flying boat and took a group of young boys and girls to the monster mountain range in one step. No one knew what kind of magical power she used, and the monsters, spiritual medicines, and ores flew into her storage ring one by one, with one step of thousands of miles. In a moment, all the monsters in the monster mountain range were slaughtered. So strong. Qing was overwhelmed and fascinated. This is the role model of our generation, showing his invincibility. Why does Senior Ji hunt monsters? A beautiful girl as cold as a fairy moon stood beside Qing, and she asked thoughtfully. I don't know. Qing replied casually, looking at Ji Ning's invincible figure without blinking. At this moment, he just wanted to become stronger quickly, so he had no mood to care about women. Not bad. Ji Ning's eyes showed admiration. If at the beginning, she looked at Qing differently because of Qing's Zhoutian Xingqian divine body, so now she admired Qing's firm heart of seeking the truth. Unlike the young man next to him, his eyes wanted to stick to Su Qingyue, and he would show his courtesy whenever he had the chance. Such a lustful person, even if he has talent, will have limited achievements in the future. Let's go. Ji Ning sacrificed the flying boat, went straight into the starry sky, and jumped into space. Qing looked around at the flying boat. This is a flying magic weapon. It looks like a small airship, but it is actually a world of its own, with tens of thousands of rooms, training rooms, squares, arenas, etc. Any piece of material cut off from the airship is probably more valuable than a top-grade spiritual weapon. Qing said inwardly, and his understanding of the Star Temple deepened. Qing, the goddess is coming, you should prepare it. Ji Ning handed him the storage ring containing the monster, and said with a serious face. What to prepare? Qing was a little confused. Did he have to prepare a gift for his apprenticeship? Although, the master has his work, and the disciple does his work. The master is only responsible for teaching the skills and answering questions, while the disciple needs to help the master with tasks and give the master a resource every once in a while, but these are only suitable for small sections. The elders of the big sects are powerful and have no shortage of resources, so they don't need their disciples to find resources for them. Instead, they will devote all their efforts to cultivating their disciples. Of course. Buzz. At this moment, time and space seemed to be stagnant, and golden lotuses appeared in the void, and the sky was full of divine light, a peerless figure, as if a god had descended, bathed in the sacred light, sacred and inviolable. Yes, the blood is like the ocean. Gu Qing was even better than she had imagined, and he didn't seem to come from a small place. The descendants of those immortal forces didn't even have 1/10 of Gu Qing's blood. With Gu Qing as a disciple, I wonder how my stinky sister can show off in front of her in the future. In addition, the holy son of this generation is not good enough to carry the banner of the Star Temple, so she plans to replace him. Are you willing to worship me as your master? Yes. Gu Qing immediately worshipped as a master, but his face was a little unnatural. He had no precious treasures on him, only some spiritual stones were left. I can't give you spirit stones, right? That's too tacky. Forget it, it's tacky. Master, this is your apprenticeship gift. Ji Meng's consciousness scanned the storage bag, and she was a little amused, and spoke softly. Since it is a kind gift from the disciple, then the master will accept it. Although she looked down on these useless spirit stones, even if she threw them on the ground, she was too lazy to bend down to pick them up, but this was Gu Qing's kindness, so she naturally had to accept it. After thinking about it, Ji Meng resisted the urge to give Gu Qing a magic weapon. It's not that she was reluctant, but she knew nothing about Gu Qing and didn't know what to give. She had too many treasures. Ji Ning was annoyed. She asked Gu Qing to prepare to welcome Ji Meng's arrival, not to prepare a gift for apprenticeship. Gu Qing breathed a sigh of relief. He finally completed his apprenticeship and entered a new realm in his life. He took out the message jade and sent a message to Lin Chuqing. Goddess Ji Meng. Lin Chuqing, who received the message, showed a look of joy on her face. She had heard the legend of Ji Meng, who was the most stunning goddess 3,000 years ago, with boundless magical powers, and suppressed an era. Even her master, a lady from a wealthy family, was not her opponent. The two were still mortal enemies. Damn it, why is it this slutty vixen? If I had known that she was the disciple, I would have taken Gu Qing away no matter what. Sure enough, when she heard the word Ji Meng, she gritted her teeth in anger. Disciple, your master has placed all his hopes on you. In the future, when you have achieved success in cultivation, you must suppress her. Don't show mercy just because she is the master of your little lover. She had no hope of defeating Ji Meng in this life, but she firmly believed that Lin Chuqing could do it. Master, Senior Ji Meng is already a great saint, patrolling the world, and participating in the creation. Is it really appropriate for us to talk about Senior Ji Meng like this? Lin Chuqing said helplessly. The sage realm has a profound Taoism, reflecting the heavens and the earth, and has the ability to patrol the heavens and the earth. What they said must have been heard by Ji Meng. Moreover, when she breaks through to the sage realm, she will probably have ascended to the fairyland. Lin Chuqing is not arrogant enough to defeat such a peerless goddess. Humph, she dares to seduce a man, so why can't I say it? Also, you'd better keep a close eye on your lover. Ji Meng likes to seduce married men the most. Luo Ro, and such a scum cannot coexist. Okay, master, calm down. We are at the sect. Let's go in first and talk. Lin Chuqing felt a headache. Her master usually looks dignified and virtuous, and has the demeanor of a lady from a noble family, but when it comes to Ji Meng, she can scold for 3 days and 3 nights without stopping. The main thing is to beat her to death if she can beat her, and scold her to death if she can't beat her. I don't know what the hatred between the two is. Fortunately, Ji Meng didn't have the same experience as Luo Ro, otherwise she wouldn't have had 10 lives to die. As soon as she returned to the sect, Lin Chuqing found an excuse and quickly slipped away. She was relieved when she entered the retreat cave and closed the formation. Being sandwiched between 2 superpowers, the pressure was too great. Thinking about it, Lin Chuqing took out the space jade bottle and murmured, it's so mysterious, I don't know what Qing gave me. When she opened it, she was shocked. Such pure vitality, take a breath, the body is sublimated. And there is no resistance, you can improve the body without limit. In fact, there are many treasures in the world, and even without any side effects, but without exception, they all have resistance and a usage limit. The monster fluid without resistance like Qing is simply unheard of. Lin Chuqing knew that it was precious, so she took it away directly and planned to return it to Qing. However, receiving the message from Qing made her purse her lips tightly. Let's encourage each other. I will never let you down. Lin Chuqing murmured, and began to comprehend the song of yin and yang. The more she read, the more frightened she became. What kind of skills did Qing give her? With this skill and the monster fluid, her immortal body will be further improved, and she will forge the foundation of eternal unparalleled. Chapter 22 Senior brother is a really cultivation maniac. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at Qing's slightly immature profile, Jimeng was speechless for a long time. She was so eager to accept a disciple, but she couldn't stand Luo Ro instigating her disciples to defeat her all day long. She thought about accepting a disciple herself and ruthlessly suppressing Luo Ro's disciple, so that Luo Ro would know that your sister is still your sister after all. However, she never expected that her new disciple was actually the lover of Luo Ro's disciple. How could she ruthlessly suppress her stinky sister's disciple? So, she accepted a disciple for nothing. Qing didn't notice Jimeng's gaze. At this moment, he was shocked by the palace group floating in the void. The palace was magnificent and boundless, surrounded by the sun, moon and stars, and the fairy mountain and pavilion floated in the air, and the divine light was colorful. It is not an exaggeration to describe it as a fairy palace in the sky. Walking to the gate of the star temple, it was like a south gate of heaven, standing in the sky. Buzz. The five-clawed dragon hovering on the pillar of the south gate of heaven seemed to come alive, bursting out dazzling divine light, and Qing's Zhoutian star divine body was instantly activated, and the vision reflected reality. Qing seemed to be independent in a vast universe, surrounded by stars, like the ancestor of the stars. Endless starlight poured into his body, and the starlight turned into a series of avenue runes. This is the inherited practice of the star temple, the Zhoutian Star Ju. It is said that it is the life practice of an innate god and demon, and he is the founder of the Star Temple. Anyone who comes to the Zhoutian Star divine body of the Star Temple can accept this inheritance. Qing fell into enlightenment, and the Zhoutian Star Ju automatically operated. His physique was sublimating and his origin was growing. Zhoutian Xingqian divine body. Don't fight with me for it. I haven't accepted a disciple for thousands of years. Brother, this boy and I are destined to be together. What fate? Sister, I've let you go for tens of thousands of years. You have to let me go this time, right? Stop arguing. I have the highest cultivation level in the audience. I should accept it. The living fossil-level powerful people in the Star Temple were very excited when they saw the Zhoutian Xingqian divine body. How many tens of thousands of years have passed? In their lifetime, they can still see the legendary Zhoutian Xingqian divine body. This is a brilliant golden age, and various legendary supreme divine bodies are born one after another. Everyone, Qing has become my disciple. At this time, Jimeng's voice floated like a divine sound. That they instantly remembered that 3 months ago, Jimeng did say that he would accept Qing as a disciple, and even sent his followers for this purpose, but they didn't know that it was the Zhoutian Xingqian divine body. Girl Jimeng, listen to my uncle's advice. You are still young. If you can't teach well, let me do it. That's right. Jimeng, you can't be confused. For now, you still have to focus on cultivation and don't delay your ascension to the immortal world. But he has already worshipped me as his master and gave me a gift. Jimeng raised the storage bag in his hand. Why don't you listen to my advice, girl? Be obedient, put down the storage bag, forget about this matter. It is most appropriate to hand Qing over to me. What the ancestor said is that with the ancestor's ability, he will definitely teach Qing well, but the worship is complete. Once a master, a father for life. All disperse. The living fossils were so angry that the coffin lids almost couldn't hold it down. They left a sentence angrily, and everything returned to calm. Little guy, you have good talent and are so filial. I will accept you with reluctance. Meng smiled lightly, and seemed to be in a very good mood. It would be nice to accept a disciple. If you can't suppress the disciple of the stinky sister, then you can't suppress it. At most, you can accept another disciple. Thinking of this, Meng suddenly looked at the vast universe. Isn't there a Tying divine body in the flying boat? This is a divine body with top talent. If you cultivate it well, it can evolve into a supreme divine body. By then, it is not impossible to compete with the disciple of the stinky sister. With this thought, Meng flicked her sleeves and moved Qing to the retreat cave. She took a step forward, crossing the endless galaxy. The breath of the holy way was mighty, and the way of law reflected the heavens. Little girl, are you willing to worship me as your master? Master, the disciple is willing to serve you forever. Xuanhuan knelt down with a plop, looking excited. Ning had told her that Meng was a saint who could patrol the heaven and earth and had a great power. Before coming to the Star Temple, she was a saint of the sect. The Holy Land had produced a saint ancestor, but the saint ancestor had been sitting for thousands of years. In her world, the saint realm was a legendary existence. Now she saw a living saint. How could she not be excited? It's good. Seeing that Xuanhuan did not send a gift, Ning secretly breathed a sigh of relief. This time she explained it clearly. Well, very good. Meng nodded gently and took her to the Star Temple. As expected, Xuanhuan also triggered a strange phenomenon. It's just that there was no inheritance, but there was infinite moonlight poured into her body, which made her foundation even better. Meng, you won't stop until you open my coffin, right? That's too outrageous. It's unfortunate for our sect. I want to make her a saint. Do you have any objections, old ancestors? Meng chuckled. No objection. It's up to you. Although Xuanhuan's current cultivation level is very low, and the skills she practices are also rubbish, she probably can't even defeat an inner disciple. With such a background, she is simply not qualified to be a saint. But Xuanhuan's physique was there. Their star temple is full of magical skills, secrets, and treasures of heaven and earth. It allows Xuanhuan to improve her foundation in a short period of time and practice Tying Meridian. Then she will be an invincible genius and have the talent to become an immortal. Besides, who is Gardenia? With her personal training, she can cultivate a genius even from a mortal body. Gardenia is known as the goddess of many treasures, and her reputation is not in vain. It was already 3 days after Qing woke up from his epiphany. Cultivation broke through to the third level of Zifu realm. A body of true energy is like a vast ocean. Qing glanced around, and what he saw was a palace, with an unparalleled woman sitting on it, shrouded in divine light, and her appearance could not be clearly seen. Standing next to her was a stunningly beautiful girl who was independent from the rest of the world. Did you get a complete inheritance? Gardenia's voice was filled with laughter. After 3 days of enlightenment, Qing's understanding was even better than that of Zhou Tianxingqian divine body of previous generations. The previous generations of Zhudiangxingqian divine bodies could ascend to the immortal world within 3,000 years. I got it, and there are many magical powers and secrets. Qing replied, looking at her hazy figure. I suddenly felt depressed. Even gentlemen are wary of it. Do strong men like to cover up their appearance so much? Gardenia, yes, this is my new disciple. From now on, you must take care of each other. I've met senior brother, please take care of me in the future. A smile appeared on Xuanhuan's face. Things turned out exactly as she expected. When she saw Ning killing the monster, she suspected that it was for Qing, who had a better physique than hers. It is very likely that it is a supreme divine body. You're welcome, junior sister. Qing smiled and replied. His attitude towards her was much better. After all, they would be classmates from now on. What are your plans next? Meng glanced at the long sword on Qing's back. His rank could not be seen, and it seemed to be an ordinary weapon, but the long sword that even she couldn't see through must be a treasure. It seems that her disciple is a person with profound blessings and great blessings. I want to practice in seclusion and improve my cultivation. Gu Qing said without hesitation. He has obtained so much monster liquid that he will never leave seclusion until he reaches the mysterious Dan realm. Moreover, the brilliance of the stars here is so rich that it is simply the best paradise for cultivating the Purple Mansion Soul Palace. In addition, the techniques he practiced had reached the point where they had to be integrated. Practicing one technique after another is time-consuming and labor-intensive. He can't keep going back and forth to practice again. This is putting the cart before the horse. In fact, it stands to reason that a person can only major in one skill. After all, people only have one body. If you practice other skills, the properties of the skills are different, and the conflict of true energy is inevitable. In serious cases, you will go crazy and explode and die. The rest of the techniques can at best be learned from or cultivate their magical powers, but Gu Qing has immeasurable dantian, which can accommodate immeasurable true energy, and his meridians have been cleansed by the original energy of yin and yang, making them wide and tough without any attributes. No matter how many exercises you practice, there won't be any problems, but there is no way to continue like this. You can't condense multiple xiandan, right? In this way, wouldn't the power be dispersed? The strongest thing is to clench your fist tightly and punch it out. Gu Qing has thoroughly understood the introductory chapters of the three peerless magical arts, Yin Yang Dao Song, Immortal Heaven Technique, and Zhoutian Star Technique. He plans to fuse these three peerless magical skills before he reaches the Xiandan realm. These three magical skills are all peak skills in their respective fields. When combined together, there is no telling how powerful they are. The more Gu Qing thought about it, the more passionate he became. He wished he could live in seclusion here and practice till the end of time. That's right. I am sincere in seeking the truth. Seeing this, Gardenia was surprised. She didn't expect that Gu Qingchun, at such a young age, didn't want to show off his power, but instead wanted to practice hard in seclusion like the old people like them. Gu Qing's pursuit of the Tao is so strong that he will become a great master in the future. As she thought, 3 jade bottles floated in front of Gu Qing. One bottle is Yuqing Shenyang Shendan, a 5th-grade elixir that can drive away inner demons and strengthen the soul, a treasure elixir that even those in the void realm can only hope for. The other bottle is the 3-light divine water condensed from the sun, moon and stars. It can improve physical fitness, strengthen the source of life, cleanse the soul, etc. It is also a sacred object for healing, or used to reshape the physical body. It is a treasure that even the geniuses and evildoers dream of obtaining. There is also a fruit, the magical star fruit, one piece of which can transform a mortal into a star spirit. The ordinary divine body transforms into a medium divine body. It is also very useful for the supreme divine body, allowing you to take your foundation to a higher level. These 3 treasures are more precious than each other. Master is so fat. After Gardenia left, Gu Qing thought to himself. He casually took out 3 treasures that Qingzhou dreamed of, and Gardenia's wealth was evident. Thinking about it, Gu Qing took out the storage ring given by Ji Ning. The monsters inside pile up into a continuous mountain range. There are even some monster beasts that are as huge as a mountain, with strong energy and blood, and filled with evil energy. In addition, there are millions of elixirs, dozens of precious medicines, and some ores. The corners of Gu Qing's mouth twitched, shocked by Ji Ning's generosity. The lowest elixir here is enough to kill anyone in the Qi condensation realm, not to mention the more precious elixirs and ores for refining magic weapons. Ji Ning just gave it to him casually. It really answers the saying, drought will kill you, and floods will die. Gu Qing put all these monsters and elixirs into the golden gourd, smelted them into liquid, and poured them out directly. This is a closed cave, where the sky and the earth are sealed, and spiritual energy can only enter but not exit, so there is no loss in pouring it out. He and I, have you reshaped your body? Gu Qing suddenly heard a message and asked. It can't be that fast. It will take at least a few years to rebuild the body. He and I said helplessly. Then I'll share some good stuff with you. Gu Qing thought for a while and said, this time, there was too much liquid smelted from the monster liquid and elixir. He didn't know how long it would take to refine it. Moreover, the treasure liquid is not precious to him. He can get as much as he wants. He just needs to spend some time, but for he and I, it is definitely the most needed treasure at the moment. Reshaping her body requires a lot of vitality essence, and it just so happens that the treasure liquid can satisfy her. Maybe with these, He's strength can be further improved. Hey, what kind of treasure is this? The vitality is so pure, and there is no resistance at all. He was shocked when she saw Bao Yi. In fact, she has seen treasures more precious than these, and she often used them to take baths, but that was before. Now she is down and out, so poor that she only has a sword. In this lower realm, these liquid treasures are definitely at the treasure level, and it's of great use to her so far. She wasn't sure before that she would be able to recreate the innate Taoist body, but now she is. Thank you. He was very grateful. It's a pity that such a good young man cannot become her disciple. You're welcome. We will be together for a long time in the future, and I hope you will give me more advice. Qing said with a smile. Don't worry, as long as I'm here, no one in this lower world can hurt you. If you don't understand anything in the future, just come and ask me. By the way, this little 1,000-sword technique is given to you. He fired a sword energy and entered Qing's mind. Qing's consciousness swept away and his face changed slightly. The little 1,000-sword Ju opens up a cave world of 3,000 acupoints, warms and nourishes 3,000 divine swords, and forms a sword formation of 3,000 realms, forming an independent world of swords with unparalleled killing power and power that can conquer the world. What is this woman's background? The swordsmanship given to her is more terrifying than the magical power of Zhou Qingzhou. And this sword formation is a perfect match for my Zhou Tianqing divine body. Qing thought to himself, I plan to study the little 1,000-sword Ju when I have time. For now, it is important to improve my strength first. Qing adjusted his mentality, swallowed the Jade Qing Shenyang pill, and ran the Zhoutian star art to refine it. Although Yuqing Shenyang Dan is a 5th-grade elixir, it only targets the soul and has a mild effect that even mortals can take. Time flies, and the year flies by. Su Qingyue wore a moon-white dress, and her temperament was even better than before. She was like a fairy from Xuanhuan Palace coming to earth, holy and refined. She came to Qing's retreat cave and asked Ji Ning, who was sitting cross-legged and meditating at the door. Senior brother, haven't you come out of seclusion yet? No. Ji Ning was also puzzled. A peerless monster like Qing, with the help of treasures, can break through a realm in a few days. He should not stay in seclusion for a year. After all, he is a young and energetic young talent. If you have made a big breakthrough in your cultivation, you must go out and fight. One is to make a name for yourself, and the other is to polish your foundation, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Qing was lucky. As soon as he joined the Star Temple, he stayed in seclusion for a year, and it seems that he has fallen into deep seclusion, and has been frantically absorbing the brilliance of the sun, moon, and stars. She stayed here specifically to collect the brilliance of the sun, moon and stars for Qing. After all, Qing needed so much, it was like a bottomless pit. She must always pay attention to ensure that Qing absorbs enough energy and does not cause the spiritual power to impact herself due to too much energy. He took good care of Qing as if he were a delicate little white flower. This is the advantage of a big church. It is easy to enjoy the shade under the big trees. Senior brother is really a cultivator, with a heart that sincerely seeks the truth. Su Qingyue praised. She considers herself to be cold-blooded and doesn't like to interact with others, but she also can't stand long-term seclusion. Occasionally, I will go out for a walk, enjoy the fairy scene of the Star Temple, or gaze at the vast and mysterious starry sky to relax my mind. Sometimes I want to find someone to talk to, someone about what's on my mind, but she came here without any relatives, and she had a natural affection for Qing, who was also from the Northern Territory and worshipped the same master, so I wanted to talk to Qing. For example, the few star spirits who worshipped in the Star Temple with them. There was a young man who was very arrogant and always had his nostrils turned upward. He was defeated by an outer disciple with 2 moves. After returning to the cave, he didn't survive the whole night before his vitality was strangled by the sword energy in his body, and he died. This young man is a genius who dominates the world. Chapter 23 Chaos Star Body, Awakening the Innate Divine Power. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Time flies, and the years are not counted in seclusion. The second year, Su Qingyue came again. she wanted to tell Qing that two of the star spirits who came with them were seriously injured by the outer disciples and died. Unfortunately, Qing still did not come out of seclusion. She hesitated and talked to Ning, but, after she finished talking, she did not feel the relaxation and joy she had in the past. Instead, she felt an inexplicable emotion and was a little embarrassed. Just get used to it. Cultivation has always been a heaven-defying act. You fight against the sky for luck and fight for life with people. If you are not careful, you will die. There are countless practitioners in the world, and they pursue immortality and freedom one after another. But how many people have been able to achieve immortality and freedom since ancient times? Ning said lightly. However, it is not difficult to hear from her tone that it is full of bitterness and vicissitudes. That's what the senior said. After listening, Xuanhuan looked at Qing's retreat cave in silence. After a long time, she left without saying a word. Senior brother is really a cultivation maniac. I can't be too lazy. She made up her mind and decided to retreat for a year to comprehend the Taiyin Sutra. A year later, she broke through to the Xiandan realm, and also made up for her own foundation. Her combat power was unparalleled and she swept the same level without any rivals. She also succeeded the position of the saint. Xuanhuan became famous in the Star Temple and had countless pursuers. There were even many famous Qingzhou who were willing to be Xuanhuan's followers. However, she did not have regular meetings for these, and came to Qing's cave alone. In the past 3 years, she has come here many times. Every time she sits here quietly for a while, her mood will calm down. It would be great if senior brother came out of retreat. He must be willing to listen to what I see and hear. Xuanhuan stared at the cave, which was shrouded by the formation and was hazy. She couldn't see inside at all. She said to herself in her heart, "Brother, our star temple is very big and boundless, with many secret worlds. I have been there several times. It was full of dangers and I was seriously injured. If it weren't for the treasure given by Master, I would not have come back. Also, everyone who came to the Star Temple with us died, leaving only one. I heard that he married the daughter of the outer sect elder. I became a saint. There are many suitors, but I don't like any of them. I can reject everyone else, except the Holy Sun. It's really annoying. I can't drive him away, and I don't know how to curse. He sends me cultivation resources every once in a while. I rejected them at first, but the more I rejected them, the more frequently the Holy Sun sent them. I was so angry that I threw them directly to Hong. Brother, you don't know who Hong is, right? That's my little fragrant pig, pink and tender, chubby, very cute. This girl, does she regard this place as her spiritual sustenance? Ning saw the changes in Xuanhuan and felt a little envious. She was experienced and could naturally see that Xuanhuan had no relatives here. The little girl was confused and subconsciously regarded Qing as a support. After all, the two were brothers and sisters, and they might accompany each other for life and become Taoist companions in the future. The so-called Taoist companions are not necessarily husband and wife. They can be like-minded brothers and sisters who trust each other. Or teachers and relatives, etc. Become each other's partners on the path of cultivation. Boom! Just when Xuanhuan stood up and wanted to leave, there was a sudden explosion in the sky. The chaotic air filled the air, golden lotuses appeared in the void, and the sound of Tao was lingering. Big stars were born and died in the chaos. What's going on? What is this strange phenomenon? Could it be that someone has awakened the divine body? Hey, why did the strange phenomenon disappear? Did the awakening fail? That the disciples of the Star Temple were puzzled and secretly happy in their hearts. It's good that the awakening failed. One less genius, their light will shine a little brighter. However, only the high-level officials of the temple knew that it was not a failure of awakening, but that a saint had taken action to cover up the secret. Just like the last time someone awakened the Zhoutian star divine body, the strange phenomenon was covered up in an instant. Those old monsters are secretly cultivating peerless monsters. Senior Ning, is my brother going to complete his mission? Xuanhuan asked happily. It should be. Ning's calm face could not hide his excitement. This little guy's physique has changed. Compared with the original Zhoutian star god body, there is a chaos vision. Does anyone know what physique he has transformed into? Old ancestor, you have lived the longest and have the highest cultivation, you must know, right, that what does this have to do with living a long time? It's not like you haven't seen the book collection pavilion. He thought for a while and asked, Zhimeng, did you give him the star fruit, old fox? Zhimeng pondered for a moment and asked back, yes, could it be related to the star fruit, very good, the ball is back to him, he pondered and said, as we all know, above the supreme god body is the forbidden physique. I think it's a bit like the chaos star body vision. What do you think, that your well-known is very spiritual, how come they don't know that there are forbidden physiques in the world? Old ancestor is right. Then haven't we cultivated a unique chaos star body in the ages? That everyone was silent for a while, and then echoed. Ha ha ha, good, the golden age of this life, destiny is in my star temple. Zhimeng, you must do your best to train him. The ancestor solemnly warned. Don't worry, ancestor, I know the severity. Zhimeng was speechless. It was nothing more than a rare phenomenon caused by the further advancement of the Zhoutian star body. What kind of bullshit taboo physique is that? If you don't know, you don't know. Is it difficult to admit it? These old guys lie in coffins to avoid heavenly punishment. They have nothing to do every day, and they brag to new heights, but to be honest, Qing's talent is indeed worthy of the destiny of this life. In the retreat cave, Qing successfully reborn in the fire, called his adoptive father directly, and pulled out his attribute panel, name, Qing. Realm, Xiandan Realm Level 1. Constitution, Supreme Dao Bone, Chaos Star Body, Transforming. 12%, Talent, Born Dao Seed, Unprecedented in History. Fate, Variable, Fate, Unknown, Luck, 105,000, Martial Arts, Lone Goose Halberd Method, Xuanhuan Ichi Halberd Method, Tiger Soul Halberd Method, Dragon Body Movement, Breathing Technique, Innate Divine Power, Chaos Treasure Bottle Seal, Yin-Yang Wheel, Star Picking Hand, Magic Weapon, Golden Tiger Halberd, Tiger Soul Halberd, Samsara Divine Halberd, Qiankuan Sword, Kung Fu, Chaos Immortal Scripture. Initial Creation. 3 years of retreat, Great Harvest. Looking at his attribute panel, Qing felt that it was all worth it. In the first year, he absorbed all the treasure liquid, while breaking through to the 9th level of the Purple Mansion realm. His Sea of God and Immortal Heavenly Art True Essence had accumulated to the amount of 100 levels of the Spirit Pool Dantian. The Zhoutian Star Art True Essence also accumulated to 100 levels. The Yin-Yang Origin Qi accumulated to 1000 levels. At the same time, the physique also underwent a qualitative change, and the toughness was comparable to the yellow level magic weapon. Dao bones are also biochemical. Seeing such a foundation, Qing decisively merged the skills. However, merging the skills is not an easy task. After all, they are 3 peerless magic skills. Others have to spend their entire lives to comprehend one of them. Fortunately, with the help of Dao bones, he seemed to be immersed in the boundless ocean of Dao, always in the state of enlightenment, and deduced the fusion of 3 peerless magic skills. It only took 1 year to fuse the Yin-Yang Dao Song, the Immortal Heavenly Art, and the Zhoutian Star Art. Of course, it was just the beginning. But it was enough for him to practice to the realm of refining spirits. In the last year, he was reborn from the fire, shed his old body, and transformed into a chaotic star body. He also awakened his innate magical powers, the Chaos Aquarius Seal, the Yin-Yang Wheel, and the Star Picking Hand. These 3 innate magical powers all come from the 3 peerless magic skills. They were derived when the physique was transformed. It has become an instinctive talent of his, like a natural skill. The Chaos Aquarius Seal has infinite power, can devour everything, refine the lifelong learning of living beings and use it for its own use, can suppress time and space, and surpass all the Daos. This is almost an invincible magical power. The Yin-Yang Will magical power can sweep away all things in the world and assimilate them into the origin of Yin and Yang. The Star-Picking Hand ability can transcend endless time and space, pick stars and moons, and kill powerful enemies. Thinking about it, Qing looked inside his Dantian, Chaos Mysterious Pill. Fusion of the exercises is indeed the wisest move. In the boundless Dantian, the chaotic air was diffused, and a chaotic-colored mysterious pill floated, emitting a profound chaotic Tao rhyme, ancient and mysterious, as if it was the source of the great Tao. His chaos mysterious pill can be practiced with any attribute exercises for fusion, it can perform any attribute magical power, and it is only stronger than the magical power performed by the matching exercises. Qing retracted his gaze and sent a voice to He and I. He and I, have you reshaped your body? Not yet, but it will be soon, no more than 3 months at most. He's ethereal and ethereal fairy voice revealed a sense of joy. Then I wish you good luck in advance. Well, thanks to the precious liquid you gave. Qing smiled indifferently. If there is anything to thank, it is him who thanks He and I. After all, Shaoqian's sword art is a peerless skill and magical power, which cannot be exchanged for some cultivation resources. He changed the subject. He and I, is Shaoqian's sword art your innate magical power? If it is not convenient to answer, forget it. No. He and I said lightly. Then if I practice Shaoqian's sword art, is it possible to awaken the innate magical power of swordsmanship? Qing was a little disappointed. If Sanqian's sword art is the innate magical power, then he practiced it. Maybe the next time he was reborn from the fire, he could also derive Sanqian acupoints and caves, and give birth to a stunning divine sword. Yes. He and I answered very confidently, and then explained. In fact, when Shaoqian's sword art is practiced to a small success, it is no different from the innate magical power. The man and the sword are united. When the cultivation level is improved, the power of the magical power is also improved simultaneously. Hearing this, Qing didn't understand that this was a method against the sky. Moreover, he has the method of nirvana in fire and the method of breaking through cocoon and standing up again. Maybe he can achieve nirvana and turn it into his own innate magical power and give birth to a peerless magic sword. Chapter 24, Don't rub your waist and cry while biting the quilt. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After opening the formation, Ji Meng and Su Qingyue stepped on the light. Their lotus steps were graceful and beautiful, like goddesses and fairies, beautiful and transcendent. Master, junior sister, a fragrant breeze blew, and Qing's body was agitated, and his blood was as hot as the sun. Looking at the cold and beautiful girl, Qing's body was hot, but he quickly suppressed the blood riot. He thought to himself, the Taiyin divine body is worthy of being the best cauldron physique, which can evoke people's instinctive reactions. It seems that junior sister has completely stimulated the power of the Taiyin divine body in the past 3 years, making her physique even better. Senior brother. Su Qingyue was a little afraid to look at Qing. She obviously had a lot to say to Qing, but when she saw Qing himself, she suddenly felt a sense of strangeness. Perhaps they were strangers to each other. It's just that she regarded Qing as her spiritual sustenance in the past 3 years. After 3 years of not seeing each other, junior sister has become more beautiful. Qing responded with a smile, and then looked at Ji Meng. What caught my eye was a pair of super long legs, and then up, a slender waist. The master is a wonderful woman with a broad mind, with a majestic chest that can encompass everything, even everything about you. Her face is hazy, and I can't see her true appearance clearly. Her temperament is like a god or a demon, giving people a sacred and inviolable aura. Master, I want to go out and experience it. Qing wants to return to the mainland, hunt monsters, extract monster fluid, and evolve the chaotic star body. If I can meet the child of destiny, it would be even better. After all, the child of destiny is full of treasures. Putting aside the treasures, just the great fortune of the child of destiny makes Qing extremely envious. Thinking of this, Qing looked at Su Qingyue. She looks so beautiful and unworldly, and she is also a Taiyin divine body. I guess she is a female protagonist. System, check her attributes. Name, Su Qingyue, Realm, Xiandan Level 1, Constitution, Taiyin divine body, Talent, a genius, Fate, the destined heroine, Destiny, a life full of ups and downs, but can turn danger into fortune, Luck, 50,000. It is indeed the heroine. Qing said secretly, his mind turned quickly. This time out for training, he must take her out no matter what. As we all know, the aura of the heroine can attract the protagonist. Well, that's what the teacher wants. Even if Qing didn't say it, she would let Qing go out for training. After all, the strong are killed from the mountains of corpses and seas of blood, and they can't become strong by closing the door. Qing has been in seclusion for 3 years, and he must have gained a lot. It's just right to go out and hone his magical powers, but before leaving, she has to preach to Qing to prevent Qing from going the wrong way. The saint preached, witty words, golden lotus in the void, and the sky was full of flowers. The two listened to it intoxicated, and couldn't help but practice the skills and absorb the sky-high golden lotus. This is the essence of Zhimeng's holy law, which contains the rhyme of the holy way. Qing's cultivation level rose rapidly, reaching the peak of the first level of Xian Dan. The second level of Xian Dan. The third level of Xian Dan. Zhimeng's eyelids jumped. Qing's comprehension was really terrifying. Breaking through the realm is as simple as eating and drinking water, and Xuanhuan was much more normal, just breaking through from the first level of Xian Dan to the second level. In fact, this is already very powerful, not weaker than those saints and saints of the ancient Taoism. After all, the higher the realm, the harder it is to break through the realm. Moreover, she deliberately controlled her own Taoism to prevent the two from absorbing too much and causing an unstable foundation. Master, I don't understand some things. Seeing Zhimeng stop preaching, Qing immediately asked, from the beginning of explaining Taoism, to the art of attacking with magical powers. The two of them went back and forth, drawing inferences from one thing, and maintaining their own views. Zhimeng believes that the art of attacking with magical power is to return all methods to one. It should be concentrated on one point, condensed to the extreme, and use one point to break the surface and kill with one move. But Qing thinks that the way is natural, the art is born from the heart, and the magical power is natural. This is the method of the innate magical power, which conforms to the nature of the great way. It is as if the magical power has existed since ancient times. He only needs to unveil the mysterious veil of the magical power. Why bother to deliberately decorate it? The way of the two, Zhimeng's is the great way of returning to oneness, and Qing's is the great way of simplicity. The two are indistinguishable. Xuanhuan was stunned. Is this kind of heart-wrenching question that she can listen to? She is just a small Xiandan realm. Xuanhuan blinked her beautiful eyes and looked at Qing steadily, with admiration beyond words. Qing could actually debate the great way with the saint. If she hadn't seen it with her own eyes, she would never believe it. In fact, Zhimeng also felt incredible and began to doubt whether Qing was possessed by the old monster. She took out the magic weapon for detection and secretly checked. It was not possessed by another body. The soul and body were integrated. It was the original product. Zhimeng breathed a sigh of relief. It was good that it was not an old monster. Looking at Qing, it was like looking at a rare treasure. Master, what's wrong? Qing saw that she stopped again and said with some regret. Zhimeng's mouth twitched. Do you want to debate with me for 10 or 8 years? It has been a month. Okay, I can't chew too much. This lecture ends here. You go. Ji Ning will take you across the void and return to the mainland. Before she finished speaking, she had disappeared from the spot. Qing looked uncomfortable. He still had a lot of theories to talk about, although Zhimeng's preaching and debate on Taoism and magic this time gave him a huge harvest. He had a deeper understanding of Taoism and magic, and his foundation was increased a bit, but it's really frustrating to say that it's neither good nor bad. He looked at Xuanhuan who was present. No, senior brother, I can't do it. Xuanhuan was so frightened that her face turned pale and she waved her hands repeatedly. She didn't want to be broken by the debate. Hee. Qing chuckled, never expecting that Xuanhuan, who was as cold as a fairy from Xuanhuan Palace, would have such a cute side. Let's go back to the ancient world. Qing stood up and pulled her up as well. Going back to the North Territory. A blush appeared on Xuanhuan's beautiful face, and her small hand was placed on Qing's hot hand, making her heart beat loudly. That's right, where is your home? Let's go to your hometown to experience it first. Qing said with a smile. Xuanhuan is a great heroine, with a fortune of 50,000, you must know that Lin Chen's initial luck was definitely not 100,000 at the beginning. In the last 2 months, he robbed 3,000 people's luck, which shows how powerful Lin Chen's destiny is. Su Qingyue has 50,000 fortunes without the plundering halo, so she must be a great heroine, wherever she appears. She will definitely attract the protagonist, maybe she already knows the protagonist. Go to my house. Su Qingyue's face turned even redder. When a man goes to a woman's house, he is not meeting the parents. The meaning is self-evident. Does senior brother like me? She couldn't help but peek at Gu Qing and thought to herself, the profile of the face is sharp and flawless, like a face carefully carved by a master. Her tall and straight body, standing side by side with him, gave her a sense of ease and peace of mind. Well, your parents should be worried about you after being away from home for so long. Gu Qing smiled, seeing her shy posture. Gu Qing was a little confused. Could it be that Su Qingyue liked him? Isn't that right? Shouldn't the heroine be disrespectful to men other than the protagonist? But looking at her shy and timid look, not sure, check again. Okay, I will listen to my senior brother. Su Qingyue said softly, a shy look appeared in her beautiful eyes. Hey, another lost girl. The expressionless Ji Ning followed the two of them like a ghost, watching with great interest. Seeing the young man's shy expression made her instantly look thousands of years younger, recalling her youthful days. It's just. Ji Ning looked at Su Qingyue, looking up and down. She has a good figure, slender and graceful, with curvy front and back. She is a budding flower. The skin is like creamy white jade, with a light and charming luster, which is touching. Little girl, this kid is as full of blood as the ocean and terrifying. You can't control it. Don't rub your waist and bite the quilt while crying. She thought with pity. Su Qingyue suddenly turned around. She didn't know why, but she always felt that there was a malicious gaze looking at her from behind. However, when he looked back, he saw that Ji Ning was alone, as silent as a doll, and his true appearance was surrounded by mysterious light, making it difficult to see clearly. Is it an illusion? Su Qingyue looked back and muttered in her heart. He smiled shyly at Gu Qing. Senior brother, your divine channel method is so powerful. You can actually argue with master. If word spreads, it will definitely shock the ages. It's not that exaggerated. Why not? That's the saintly power. Before coming to the Star Temple, the saintly power had always been a legend. I have awakened my natal magical power, and I am still discussing low-level knowledge. Gu Qing will not be arrogant and think that his Taoism is higher than that of a saint. That's pretty awesome. It can be said to be unparalleled throughout history. Su Qingyue's clear and beautiful eyes showed a look of admiration. She also awakened her natal magical power, but she couldn't understand what the two of them were talking about. Gu Qing smiled. It felt good to be worshipped by a girl as beautiful as a fairy. He looked at Ji Ning behind him and asked, how long will it take to go to the Northern Territory this time? A month. Ji Ning said concisely. Gu Qing nodded. 1 month was enough for him to digest, and he still has free time to study the little thousand sword art. He was serious about getting stronger. Don't waste a single minute. It should be noted that the journey of cultivating Taoism has always been a journey of defying nature and changing one's destiny, competing with people and with heaven. If you don't work hard when you are young, you will be brothers in the 10,000 soul banners from now on. Seeing this, Su Qingyue said secretly, Senior brother, won't you want to retreat again? A small feeling of disappointment rose in her heart. It would be great if I could watch the vast starry sky with my senior brother. However, Su Qingyue quickly put this thought out of her mind and looked at Gu Qing with admiration. He has talent, but he also works hard and has a sincere heart for pursuing the truth. At this moment, Gu Qingwei's back was infinitely higher in her heart. I will also work hard to practice and follow in my senior brother's footsteps. She thought firmly. Chapter 25 Arriving at Qingzhou and Discovering the Protagonist. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The place where Su Qingyue is located is called Qingzhou. This is a large continent, hundreds of millions of miles wide, with a holy land. The so-called Holy Land is the Taoism founded by the great saints, transcending the world and ruling over hundreds of millions of miles of mountains and rivers. The sect where Su Qingyue is located is the Moonwatching Holy Land. His father is the contemporary Saint Master, with the cultivation of the Void Dao realm, in Qingzhou. the Void Dao realm is already a great and powerful person who can travel all over the world. As for those at a higher level, they are either in seclusion or going to a wider world to pursue the Great Way. The Saint Realm has become a legendary existence in Qingzhou, even the Venerable Realm has disappeared, and only the ancestors of the King Realm are in charge of the Holy Land. The flying boat is extremely fast, jumping through space, and it only took 1 month to jump countless galaxies to Qingzhou. During this month, Qing has been practicing and digesting what he has gained, and his realm has broken through to the 6th level of the Xiandan realm. He also practiced the Shaoqian sword art and opened up 3,000 acupoints. Every acupoint has a sword energy, revealing a peerless edge. Brother, you have broken through to the 6th level of Xiandan. Su Qingyue didn't know what to say. Breaking through 3 levels in 1 month. The key is that 2 months ago, Qing was still at the 1st level of Xiandan. In other words, Qing broke through 6 levels in 2 months. You are not bad, the 3rd level of Xiandan. Qing smiled. He was able to break through so quickly, in addition to his own talent and hard work, and he also had a big tree to take shelter under. After joining the Star Temple, he never worried about resources. Ji Ning, can you help me? Qing looked at Ji Ning and said. Just tell me if you have anything. Ji Ning said. I need a lot of monster corpses, the more the better, regardless of level. Qing felt that it was too inefficient to hunt monsters by himself. Ji Ning was the protector assigned to the 2 of them by Ji Meng, and he could ask her for help if he had anything. Since there was a strong man around him, Qing was not stupid enough to not use him and went to the primeval forest to hunt monsters. At worst, he could repay the favor when he had the chance in the future. Okay. But I have to protect your safety now, so I can only go when I have time. Ji Ning was still concise. In fact, she was eager for Qing to ask her for help. When Qing grew up, she could get a little help from him, which would be enough for her to benefit for life. Okay. Qing nodded and turned to look at Su Qingyue. Let's go. I'm quite curious about my junior sister's sect. Su Qingyue's cheeks were flushed. She thought Qing was going to see his father-in-law, so she quickly sent a message to her old father. On the other side, Su Wu was excited after receiving his daughter's message. He summoned the whole sect without hesitation, opened the mountain gate, and solemnly welcomed his beloved daughter back to her hometown. Why did the saint come back? An elder asked this question, which made Su Wu's face darken instantly. This was said as if her daughter was sent back. Ah no. I mean, what mission does the saint have after returning home? The elder had a strong desire to survive and added hurriedly. Of course she missed me, and came here to experience some experience. Su Wu showed a proud smile on his face, and then said with a serious face, Brother Qingyue, the eldest disciple of the Saint Realm, came with us this time. You all should be careful and don't offend the nobleman. Saint Realm? The saint is a disciple of the Saint Realm? The elders and true disciples present changed their faces and were shocked. Saints have become legends in Qingzhou. If it weren't for the holy artifacts, they couldn't be sure that there were saints in the world. Yes. Su Wu nodded and stood proudly. To be honest, he was also shocked for a long time when he first received this news. If the person who came to pick up Su Qingyue was not a venerable realm, he would not dare to believe it was true. Fortunately, Su Qingyue did not say that she was already the saint of the Star Temple. Otherwise, Su Wu might have been so excited that he would announce it to the world. Please rest assured, Saint Lord. If anyone dares to contradict you, I, Gao Jinsheng, will not forgive him. That's right, listen carefully. If anyone offends the disciple of the Saint Realm, he will be expelled from the sect at the least, and his cultivation will be abolished and he will be thrown into the ice purgatory at the worst. A middle-aged man with a stern and cold face glanced at everyone present and spoke coldly. As soon as these words came out, everyone doubted their lives and looked at him in doubt. This is the Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall who is upright and dares to confront the Saint Lord. How come he is more flattering than them now? I have never seen such a thing in my life. I didn't expect that you, with thick eyebrows and big eyes, would be such a person. Thinking so, they dared not refute. The Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall had a strong power in their hearts, and everyone nodded in agreement. Oh, a bunch of people who curry favor with the powerful. With such a mentality, this is how their life will be. In the crowd, a handsome and resolute young man despised them in his heart, but when he thought about seeing Su Qingyue, whom he had been thinking about, he couldn't help but get excited. I haven't seen you for 3 years. I wonder if my junior sister still remembers me by the pond in the back mountain. My talent has been restored now. I can fight side by side with you. I don't need your protection anymore. Lin Yang thought. Here we come. Su Wu was shocked and shouted loudly. The whole Wangyue sect was ready for battle instantly. The sky was full of colorful clouds, and a cloud of auspicious clouds approached from afar. Gu Qing wore a black Taoist robe with a starry sky, with an upright figure and unparalleled handsome appearance, as if he was a banished immortal. Su Qingyue beside him was wearing a fluttering ribbon, and she was elegant and refined. The two of them were like a pair of immortal lovers. Father. Su Qingyue was surprised. After 3 years of separation, he finally saw his father's serious face again. It's just that his father had a few more wrinkles than before he left. Yeah. Su Wu hummed, looking at his daughter, although he had 1,000 words in his heart, but he didn't know how to start. Hello, uncle. Well, I guess you are Qingyue's senior brother, please come in. Su Wu was like a mother-in-law looking at her son-in-law, and the more he looked, the more satisfied he was. He was so handsome and a great disciple of the Saint Realm, so his talent was definitely not bad. The key point is that from Su Qingyue's message, it was full of praise for Gu Qing. How could he not guess that Su Qingyue liked Gu Qing? If she didn't like him, Su Qingyue wouldn't bring him back. Uncle, you're too polite. Gu Qing glanced at the people who were waiting so solemnly, and his mind was filled with emotions. These people were all powerful men who dominated one side, and their words could decide the life and death of countless people. Any inner disciple who walked out would be a star-studded existence. Now they have all become people who fawn on him. It is detected that Lin Yang is full of malice towards the host and is plundering the host's luck, triggering the super anti-armor to plunder Lin Chen's luck by 1,000. Gu Qing smiled instantly. As expected, there was a protagonist next to Su Qingyue. He quickly glanced at the protagonist and soon locked onto the protagonist. It was really easy to identify the protagonist. In this world full of handsome men and beautiful women, the protagonist's short and ordinary appearance made him look a little ugly. Secondly, the protagonist's indifferent eyes seemed to see everyone as trash. It was hard for Gu Qing not to notice. Wait a minute. Saint Lord, the disciple has something to say. At this time, Lin Yang's calm and indifferent voice sounded in the field. Chapter 26. Just a flower in a greenhouse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Holy Lord, I have something to say. Just when everyone was about to leave, Lin Yang jumped out of the crowd, his expression calm and indifferent, as if he was talking about a trivial matter, but in the eyes of the whole sect, this is a big deal. The faces of all the elders and disciples of Wangyue Holy Land changed. We'll talk later. The Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall looked cold, and a majestic aura of being in a high position for a long time burst out. If others saw this, even the elders would be scared. But who is Lin Yang? He is the protagonist who treats everyone equally and has a heart higher than the sky. Lin Yang came to Su Qingyue, touched his nose, and smiled bitterly. Junior sister, do you still remember me? That he stood in the crowd for so long. Why didn't Su Qingyue look at him? Did she really forget him? Impossible. They had a deep friendship in the back mountain pond, and Su Qingyue also gave him a precious elixir. That elixir directly saved his life. It must be that Su Qingyue didn't see him. If he didn't take this opportunity, he would never have the chance to see Su Qingyue in the future. After all, the gap between their identities was too big, and the saint was not something he could see whenever he wanted. Besides, who knew when Su Qingyue would leave the moon-watching Holy Land? Are you, the errand disciple by the pond in the back mountain? Su Qingyue couldn't help but take a step back and approached Gu Qing. Lin Yang's sudden bitter smile made her a little overwhelmed. People who didn't know would think there was some story between them. It would be bad if Gu Qing misunderstood. At this moment, Su Qingyue was a little regretful. Just relax and relax yourself. Why bother about other people's business? If I had known that Lin Yang was this kind of person, I shouldn't have pitied him in the first place. Oh. Everyone suddenly realized. It turned out that Lin Yang was making trouble here because he liked the saint. In an instant, everyone looked at Lin Yang with pity. Su Qingyue was so beautiful and unworldly, with extraordinary talent. Almost no male disciple in the Holy Land didn't like her. However, they didn't have the courage to express their feelings in public. The cruel words of the Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall were still ringing in their ears. Gu Qing was speechless. He thought Lin Yang stopped everyone to challenge him. After all, he was now in a superior position and had outstanding talents, and was the most suitable person to be slapped in the face. Lin Yang also had ill will towards him. For this reason, Gu Qing was mentally prepared. Unexpectedly, it was a false alarm. Lin Yang went straight to Su Qingyue, but then again, if a little villain came over and liked Su Qingyue, he would have been unable to resist jumping out and being slapped in the face at this time, right? TSK. Routine, all routine. It seems that Lin Yang is a protagonist who says he doesn't cause trouble, but causes trouble everywhere. Yes, it's me, junior sister. Seeing that Su Qingyue still remembered him, Lin Yang's mouth suddenly twisted and smiled. Shut up, who is your junior sister? Su Qingyue was instantly angry. In the past, Lin Yang called her junior sister because he thought that Lin Yang was older than her, and she didn't want to argue with a chore's disciple. However, now, in public, if she still admitted to being junior sister, she would never be able to clear herself even if she jumped into the Yellow River. Lin Yang's smile was stiff, and the crooked expression was really a bit funny. He never expected that Su Qingyue would not admit him. Did Su Qingyue look down on him after she joined the Star Temple? No, it's impossible. Su Qingyue has a simple personality and a kind heart. It's impossible for her to look down on him. Could it be? Lin Yang looked at Gu Qing. Could it be that Gu Qing's identity was not ordinary, and he liked Su Qingyue? Did Su Qingyue say this deliberately to protect him? It is detected that Lin Yang is full of malice towards the host and is plundering the host's luck, triggering the super anti-armor, and plundering Lin Yang's luck by 1,000. Here it comes again. Lin Yang suddenly felt a palpitation, as if an invisible great force descended on him, depriving him of his things. Is it an illusion? Lin Yang recovered. Nothing happened, as if everything just now was his illusion. The thought flashed through his mind. Lin Yang looked at Gu Qing, his expression calm and indifferent, shrugged and said, "Are you the senior brother of the little junior sister?" Asshole. Lin Yang, you are so bold, you dare to provoke the true teaching of the Star Temple. Before Gu Qing could speak, the elders and disciples of the moon-watching Holy Land were angry. How dare you, a small inner disciple, be so arrogant? The Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall looked at Lin Yang as if he was looking at a dead person. He warned everyone so severely just now, just because he didn't want the genius disciples of the sect to provoke Gu Qing. To put it bluntly, he was protecting the genius of the Holy Land in disguise. Who would have thought that there would be someone who was not afraid of death? That's right. Gu Qing replied, it seems that everything has returned to the starting point. If he doesn't provoke Lin Yang will find an excuse to provoke him. I heard that the Star Temple is an immortal sect that transcends the world, with countless magical skills and secrets. Even if an errant disciple walks out of it, he is stronger than the geniuses from the outside world. I am not talented, but I think I have some skills. I am just trying to learn the magical skills of the Star Temple. I wonder if you can teach me a thing or two and fight with me at the same level. Lin Yang said lightly. Okay. Lin Yang sent him to harvest the luck, and Gu Qing had no reason to refuse. Brother. How can he fight with you? Let me do it. Su Qingyue's face changed and she said anxiously, my senior brother is a supreme divine body, an unparalleled existence throughout the ages. Even when debating Tao, Dharma, and magical powers with a saint, he doesn't fall short. How could Lin Yang, an ant who appeared out of nowhere, be worthy of letting Gu Qing take action? He didn't even have the qualifications to look up to Gu Qing. That's right. How can an ant on the ground deserve to be attacked by a real dragon above the 9 heavens? Gu Xuanhuan, if you don't mind, I am willing to do it for you and kill this ignorant ant for you. A young man with a handsome appearance and full-blooded energy stood up, clasped his fists and bent over, and spoke humbly. He is the holy son of Xuanhuan Holy Land. I had pursued Su Qingzhou crazily before, however, he was very aware of current affairs. When he saw Su Qingzhou worshipping in the Star Temple, he knew that it was impossible for the two of them. Now seeing Su Qingzhou and Qing standing together, although he was jealous and unwilling, he accepted his fate. I know how much I weigh. Flattery to Qing was his wisest choice. Good, that the two of them have heightened the atmosphere to this point. If he doesn't agree, he won't cherish his feathers. Qing nodded slightly, making it difficult to tell whether he was happy or angry. Oh, actually comparing him to an ant on the ground, Lin Yang sneered, feeling extremely angry. He secretly swore that one day, he would trample Qing under his feet. Let these dogs look down upon people and see who is the 9 heavenly dragon and who is the ant on the ground. Besides, Lin Yang frowned slightly and looked at Su Qingzhou, who was as cold and refined as a fairy from Xuanhuan Palace. Why would Su Qingzhou rather take action herself than let Qing duel with him? Is Qing really strong? Lin Yang didn't believe it. He broke through to the Zifu realm from fighting, and his combat power is unparalleled. Killing his peers is like killing a chicken, and challenging a higher level is as easy as eating and drinking. And what about Qing? Just flowers in a greenhouse. Hasn't he killed many talented people like this? Not to mention fighting against Qing, who is in the same realm. Even if his cultivation is fully activated, he is sure to defeat Qing, who is in the mysterious pill realm. Chapter 28, Leeks must have the awareness of Leeks. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bang! Lin Yang was stepped on the ground, and his whole body seemed like a twisted wooden stake, dripping with blood. Hiss! What kind of momentum is this? Is there such a strong and unshakable force in the world? Everyone present was stunned and eye-opening. As we all know, vision is a level above potential, because visions can also be called the laws of heaven and earth. With the help of the laws of heaven and earth, even the worst visions can triple the combat power. Also magical powers and visions that are as strong as Lin Yang. He defeated the invincible Holy Sun in their minds with just his own vision. However, Qing only used his own strength and lightly stepped on Lin Yang, leaving him unable to fight back. So how strong is Qing's real strength? Everyone was shocked. Looking at Qing, who was so handsome and so aloof as an immortal, they couldn't help but admire him. This is the true pride of heaven. It's not comparable to these geniuses who live in a corner. It is detected that Lin Yang is full of malice towards the host and is robbing the host of his luck, triggering super anti-armor and robbing Lin Yang's 1000 luck. Puff! Lin Yang spat out a mouthful of blood, and then crazily stuffed the elixir into his mouth as if it was free of charge. His cultivation level is rising steadily. Everyone present was stunned. Let's not talk about where Lin Yang got so many top-quality elixirs. If he vomited such elixirs in his stomach, wouldn't he be afraid of exploding his body? It is detected that Lin Yang is full of malice towards the host and is robbing the host of his luck, triggering super anti-armor and robbing Lin Yang's 1000 luck. Detected. Looks like he's a drug addict. Qing was not in a hurry to take action. After all, Lin Yang was very conscious, and the system's announcement never stopped, and his luck was coming. From Lin Yang's data panel, it can be seen that the luck of 130,000 has dropped crazily. As long as Lin Yang keeps providing him with luck, he is his good brother. What is your cultivation level? Lin Yang looked at Qing with a serious look. He never believed that Qing was at the 6th level of Xiandan on the surface. There is absolutely no such terrifying potential in the Xiandan realm, and it's not like he has never killed someone in the middle stage of the Xiandan realm. Humph, the sparrow knows the ambition of the swan, but how can the swan know the intention of Xuanhuan? You are a mere ant. You are not worthy of being an enemy of my senior brother. Being able to die in the hands of my senior brother will be the greatest honor in your life. Seeing that Lin Yang actually questioned Qing's hidden cultivation, Su Qingzhou spoke coldly. In her heart, Qing is a majestic and invincible existence. Little Lin Yang, an arrogant and ignorant person, would not regret his death. Death in the hands of Qing was an advantage for him. Everyone looked at me and I looked at you, and everyone saw a look of astonishment in each other's eyes. In their impression, Su Qingzhou was aloof and cold, like a fairy in the sky. How could she say such ruthless and mean words? Not sure, check again. Puff! When Lin Yang heard this, He vomited blood and looked at her in disbelief. The little junior sister who he thought was holy and kind was actually so cold and heartless. Could it be that the little junior sister back then also learned to follow the dragon and the phoenix? Okay, no matter what your senior brother's cultivation level is, I will defeat him today. Lin Yang was furious. His true feelings were trampled on, and he had misjudged the person after all. Since Su Qingyue likes Gu Qing so much, let Su Qingyue see how he defeated Gu Qing. Lin Yang was running his skills crazily, and the true sun fire in his body was blazing, burning the spiritual pills into pure energy. His cultivation level quickly broke through, and his true energy skyrocketed. Boom. The 4th level of Zifu realm, the 9th level of Zifu realm. Come and fight. Lin Yang roared angrily, his fighting spirit soaring into the sky, and blazing waves of heat erupted from his body, twisting and burning the air. He didn't believe it. He was in the 9th level of the Z mansion and could not defeat Gu Qing. Boom. Lin Yang's cultivation was fully activated, and a red sun appeared in the sky. Lin Yang was like the son of the sun, with great power. The formation guarding the arena shattered, and the blazing waves burned the earth to ashes. Hiss. Rewind. Is this the Qiyang divine body? There is actually a red sun divine body hidden in our holy land. Unable to withstand the scorching heat, the disciples retreated violently, offering up their spiritual weapons and magic weapons, and looked at Lin Yang with shocked eyes. At this time, Lin Yang was like the son of God who was in charge of Shenyang. His power was like a prison, and his visions reflected the heaven and earth. Is this the divine body? The vision is so strong, too strong. Ordinary divine bodies have such power, how terrifying must the middle, top, and supreme divine bodies be. They, who usually pride themselves on being geniuses, now finally see the power of the divine body, and can't help but feel despair, and deep jealousy. Too strong, the divine body is worthy of being God's beloved son. These spiritual bodies and royal bodies cannot even resist other people's visions. It would be great if I were a god. Some people looked at Lin Yang, dazzled, and a strong desire arose in their hearts. Damn it, it turns out to be a divine body, so well hidden. I don't know if Gu Qin can beat him. Cha Songliang gritted his teeth, his eyes full of resentment, and prayed in his heart that Gu Qin would definitely kill Lin Yang, otherwise, his position as the Holy Sun will be lost. I'm afraid even my life is not guaranteed. After all, he had offended Lin Yang. Holy Lord! The high-ranking officials of the Holy Land could not sit still and looked at Lin Yang excitedly. A divine body, even the most ordinary divine body, is a peerless physique that has not been seen in thousands of years. Holy Lord! The Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall looked at Su Wu pleadingly. That is a divine body, with the potential of a saint. If he dies, it will be a huge loss to the Holy Land. No need to say more, he must die. Su Wu's eyes were cold. The better Lin Yang's talent, the more he wanted Lin Yang to die. Why did Lin Yang do something wrong? Why did he have to make things difficult for his future son-in-law? I don't believe that I can't defeat you. Lin Yang, who had reached the peak of the 9th level of the Purple Mansion with his cultivation, held a long sword, as if he was the son of the sun, and slashed it with a sword, as if the sun was falling. The scorching heat burned everything. Wrapped in unparalleled sword intent, Lin Yang looked cold and arrogant. With cold eyes, he had fought out of a sea of blood and corpses, and his fighting power was unparalleled. Gu Qing, a flower in a greenhouse, how could he compare with him? His current fighting power has increased by hundreds of times compared to before, and he doesn't believe that he can't beat Gu Qing. Ha! Gu Qing sneered. It seems that Lin Yang has forgotten the kick just now. In this case, just kick him again. A leek should have the awareness of a leek. Let him harvest his luck honestly. Boom. The moment Gu Qing raised his foot, the world was stirred up, and the world was reversed. Lin Yang's earth-shaking vision disappeared in an instant, and was replaced by a big footprint falling from the sky. Lin Yang's eyes were bloodshot. Here it comes again. This big footprint is coming again. An unshakable force descended, and Lin Yang's body was squeezed by an invisible force and almost exploded. Lin Yang stared at Gu Qing, wanting to ask Gu Qing what kind of cultivation he was, but Gu Qing did not use the power of the Xiandan realm at all. not even the power of the Zifu realm. All that was used was the momentum of the divine sea realm. If this is true, then, Lin Yang's arrogance and indifference gradually turned into despair, and a fear was spreading in his heart. Boom, that the big footprints were on him, and Lin Yang was kicked to spit blood. His divine body was torn apart, and blood gushed out like a spring. It was detected that Lin Yang was afraid of the host and was plundering the host's luck, triggering the super anti-armor to plunder Lin Yang's luck by 1,000. It was detected that Lin Yang was full of malice towards the host and was plundering the host's luck, triggering the super anti-armor to plunder Lin Yang's luck by 1,000. It was detected that, looking at Lin Yang, who was like a dead dog, Gu Qing smiled with satisfaction. This is a qualified leak. No, it's his good brother, Gu Qing asked the system, can fearing me also plunder luck? That's right, as long as the protagonist has not lost the protagonist's halo for a day, no matter what emotion it is, whether it is an enemy or a friend, he will take the initiative to plunder. Of course, I am talking about Lin Yang. Like Lin Chen, he is also a star of destiny and a master devouring fate. Some protagonists do not have these two fates, so they will not devour other people's luck. Instead, they rely on their own efforts to defeat others, and then they can plunder the other party's luck, or complete certain achievements, obtain the blessing of heaven and earth, and carry the destiny. Chapter 29 The Good Guy Deserves to Die, Plundering the Protagonist's Fate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. While the crowd was in an uproar, looking at the tall figure in the field with shocked eyes, Lin Chen's combat power is no weaker than that of the Xiandan realm. In the end, he was suppressed by Gu Qing. No one could imagine how Gu Qing did it. After all, it was a divine body with full cultivation. I see. One young man suddenly realized it. What do you understand? That everyone pricked up their ears, thinking that this young man knew Gu Qing's power. I finally understand why Her Royal Highness the Saint said that the bird knows the ambition of the swan, but the swan does not know the intention of Kunpeng. Lin Yang relies on the fact that he is a god, so he doesn't know what to say. He is arrogant and thinks that he is invincible. However, how could one know that Gu Xuanhuan's great stature can be trampled to death by simply raising his foot? There is no need to use martial arts and magical powers at all. He said excitedly, you boy, but don't say it yet, that's the truth. Ha ha ha, okay. Cha Songliang was overjoyed, his position as son was preserved, my life was saved. Looking at Gu Qing's eyes, Cha Song felt envious and jealous in his conscience, too strong. It is said that any outer disciple from the Star Temple is better than the prodigy from the outside world. He didn't believe it before, I believe it now. Gu Qing is so terrifying just because he is a real person. How many people like Gu Qing are there in the Star Temple? How terrifying must the holy son of the Star Temple be? It's scary to think about it. Not only Cha Songliang thought of it, but many people present also thought of this. I couldn't help but feel more in awe of the Star Temple. It is not unreasonable for the Star Temple to stand eternity and prosper forever. Xuanke, Kunpeng. Lin Yang murmured to himself. At this moment, he was lying on the ground like a dead dog, dying. He finally recognized the reality. He had encountered a peerless monster, not to mention fighting with the same realm. Now Gu Qing used the power of the Shanhai realm to completely crush him. Listening to the comments from the people around him, his confident and arrogant words just now turned into knives cutting into his heart. I surrender. Lin Yang climbed up with difficulty, but his body was still upright, and he spoke with dignity. He looked at Gu Qing and uttered 3 words with difficulty. These 3 words seemed to weigh 1,000 pounds to him. This is indeed the case. Lin Yang seemed to treat everyone equally and treated them indifferently, but inside he was extremely arrogant and looked down upon by everyone, thinking that the people around you are just one of the many living beings, and he has received a huge opportunity, and his future is destined to be limitless, even though he was defeated miserably by Gu Qing at this moment. He still did not give up on defeating Gu Qing. I even swore in my heart. Boom! A great force came suddenly and directly suppressed Lin Yang into the soil. Gu Qing looked at him playfully and said with a smile, why did you admit defeat? I still prefer the cold and proud look in your eyes just now. If you can't beat it, you want to admit defeat. It's really ugly but beautiful. If Lin Yang, a pretentious person, doesn't get rid of his luck today, he will write his name upside down. It is detected that Lin Yang's heart is broken and he is plundering the host's luck. He triggers the super anti-armor and robs Lin Yang of 1,000 luck. It is detected that Lin Yang is full of malice towards the host and is robbing the host of his luck, triggering super anti-armor and robbing Lin Yang's 1,000 luck. Detected, this is my good brother. Continue. Gu Qing listened to the system's announcement, as if hearing fairy music. The only regret was that it was an electronic sound, not the voice of his adoptive father announcing the good news to him. Lin Yang wanted to get up, but just as he was getting up, he was ruthlessly suppressed again. Gu Qing was like a hunter, treating him as prey and teasing him. Does Gu Qing want to kill me? As soon as this thought came out, a fear spread in Lin Yang's heart. He didn't expect that he just wanted to challenge Gu Qing, but Gu Qing wanted to kill him. Holy Master, Lin Yang has given up, can you ask the Holy Lady to ask Gu Zhen to pass on the net? The Master of the Law Enforcement Hall sent a message to Su Wu eagerly. Our Holy Land does not need such arrogant disciples. Su Wu refused coldly. What a joke, his daughter and Gu Qing were a match made in heaven. Lin Yang jumped out and wanted to steal her love. He still wanted to save Lin Yang. Unless he's crazy, and what should Lin Yang do if he seeks revenge from Gu Qing in the future? Xuanhuan, Lin Yang has admitted defeat. I beg you to show your kindness, can you spare his life? Su Wu refused to help. The Master of the Law Enforcement Hall gritted his teeth, walked to Gu Qing, bowed and said, the attitude is extremely low, even a little humble. Okay, as long as you can take 3 moves from me, I will let him go. Gu Qing's expression was calm, making it difficult to tell whether he was happy or angry. Faced with the request of a good old man, Gu Qing will naturally fulfill his request. Good. Hearing Gu Qing's words, the Master of the Law Enforcement Hall was overjoyed at first. Lin Yang was finally saved, but what followed was a surge of anger. It was true that Gu Qing was the most evil genius he had ever seen, but he was also too arrogant. Is he, who is at the 5th level of the divine refining realm, only qualified to receive 3 moves? It's really too much of a lie. Sword Realm. Gu Qing casually pointed his hand, and 3,000 sword energy poured out. Each sword energy was so sharp that it seemed to split the space. 3,000 sword energy instantly formed a large formation, generating endless sword energy. This is the terrifying part of the sword formation. Once the formation is formed, if you don't have the absolute strength to break it, you can only close your eyes and wait for death. Boom! Soon, the sword formation dissipated, and blood mist floated all over the sky. The Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall is dead and can't die anymore. Hiss. Everyone took a breath and looked at Gu Qing in horror. This is the refining god realm, Xuanhuan transformation god, and the power of controlling supernatural powers. In the end, he was killed in 1 move. If they hadn't seen Gu Qing use the power above the Xuanhuan realm, they would have suspected that Gu Qing was in the Void Dao realm. However, this also made them think of a word instantly, the innate supernatural power. Although there is an essential difference between Xuanhuan and refining god. Some divine body monsters will awaken supernatural powers in advance, and they are stronger than the acquired supernatural powers. What a pity. Su Wu's face jumped, shook his head, and suddenly felt a pity. The Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall is a person who has dedicated his life to the Holy Land, but he died so carelessly. What a pity. Gu Qing sneered secretly. The Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall is indeed a respectable person for the moon-watching Holy Land, but for him, this kind of person deserves death the most. Why do you mind your own business? Saving Lin Yang is beneficial to the Holy Land, and he can also gain a life-saving favor, which can be said to be a double gain of fame and fortune. In the future, Lin Yang will seek revenge on him, defeat him or kill him, which will be another good story. This kind of old good man who doesn't care about the life and death of others, whether in the past life or this life, is the most disgusting to Gu Qing. So from the moment the Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall stood up, Gu Qing had no intention of letting him go. Is there anyone else who wants to save him? Just take 3 of my moves. Gu Qing smiled, like a gentle and jade-like gentleman. He wanted to see who else wanted to save Lin Yang, and cut the grass to get rid of the roots. No. This boy dared to offend Xuanhuan, he deserves death. That's right. I have to thank Xuanhuan for getting rid of a disaster for our holy land. The elders shook their heads. They did want to save Lin Yang, but the death of the Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall was still vivid in their minds. How could they use their lives to save others? No. I am a disciple of the Holy Land, you can't just ignore me. Lord, save me. Lin Yang was completely horrified. Even the Lord of the Law Enforcement Hall died tragically. What kind of monster did he provoke? Now the only one who can save him is Lord Su Wu. You deserve to die. Su Wu said hatefully, now you remember that you are a disciple of the Holy Land. What have you been doing before? You still want to drag people into the water at this point. You are really a piece of shit. Junior sister. Hearing Su Wu's words, Lin Yang was scared to death. Although he is a fearless protagonist, his main slogan is to take life and death lightly, fight if you don't accept it, and rush to any place where there is a dead end, but that's because he knows he won't die. In fact, the protagonist is more afraid of death than anyone else. I said that dying in the hands of my senior brother is the greatest honor of your life, you should feel satisfied. Su Qinghui despised Lin Yang even more. Lin Yang dared to challenge Gu Qing, and at first she thought he was a tough guy, but she didn't expect it to be. Lin Yang is also afraid of death. No. Lin Yang's eyes were bloodshot, and he looked at Su Qinghui with fear and resentment. A strong sense of unwillingness emerged in his heart. He had gone through the dead end and escaped death countless times. How could he die here so easily? Regret. At this moment, Lin Yang's intestines were green with regret. He fell into a murderous disaster for such a cold-blooded and ruthless woman who climbed up the social ladder. Head out. Everyone watched coldly, watching Lin Yang as if he was watching a clown struggling. From admiration just now to contempt, Lin Yang wanted to step on Gu Qing to become famous, but now he dare not bear the consequences. Such a person does not deserve sympathy. However, everyone's eyes were full of doubts. Why didn't Gu Qing kill Lin Yang? Ding! The host has plundered all of Lin Yang's luck. The system is plundering Lin Yang's protagonist fate. The plunder was successful. Congratulations to the host for getting a chance to draw a lottery. Do you want to draw a lottery now? Chapter 30 Innate Spiritual Roots, 9-Colored Soul Lotus. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Bang! Lin Yang was thrown into the retreat room of the flying boat. Although Lin Yang lost his fate as the protagonist, he was a red sun god body. Gu Qing planned to devour him with the Chaos Aquarius seal to see how powerful it was. Are you scared? Lin Yang suppressed his panic at this time, pretending to be calm and indifferent and looking at Gu Qing with a bit of contempt in his eyes. Afraid? Gu Qing was stunned. Although I am not your opponent now, I will definitely defeat you in the future, so you want to cut the grass and wipe out the roots. Hee, I didn't expect that the dignified Star Temple would be afraid of a small figure like me. Ha ha ha. Lin Yang laughed sarcastically. Put away your little thoughts, the provocation method doesn't work on me. Gu Qing shook his head, his eyes mocking. Lin Yang's old routine, if he had the protagonist's halo, could indeed deceive the little villain, but he is not a villain, he is the man of the girl of destiny. Lin Yang's smile gradually stiffened, his eyes were unwilling, and he gritted his teeth. Why? He couldn't figure out why Gu Qing didn't look like the disciple of a great sect in his impression. You know, geniuses of noble birth are always arrogant, and Lin Yang caught this point. He only needed to provoke them a little, and they would be fooled and let him slaughter them. His provocation method was always successful, but it was useless against Gu Qing, who looked at him like a clown. Go and die in peace, and I will inherit everything you have. Gu Qing began to search for treasures on him, not to mention, there are quite a few broken magic weapons, all of which are of high level, especially the belly of a big tripod hidden in Lin Yang's body. The surface is full of cracks, and there are no 3 legs, ears, or tripod lid, but it is a divine artifact, the sun god furnace. There is also a ray of sun real fire inside. No need to ask, these must be picked up. Lin Yang can take drugs crazily and nothing happens, thanks to this ray of sun god fire, which burns the elixir into pure energy. Fortunately, this divine cauldron and divine fire lost their spirit and divinity, which means that the sun god furnace cannot actively recognize its master and needs to be refined by itself. But Lin Yang's strength is low, and he has not even refined the first layer of restrictions. At most, he can mobilize the sun god fire inside. As for stimulating the power of the sun god cauldron, forget it. Even if Lin Yang is drained into a mummy, he can't activate the power of the artifact. Qing wiped out Lin Yang's divine imprint with a sweep of his divine consciousness, then his divine consciousness swept the sun god furnace, and there was a divine-level technique inside, the Sun Dao Sutra, which was as famous as the Taiyin Dao Sutra of the Star Temple. However, because of the loss of the sun god furnace, the Star Temple also lost the Sun Dao Sutra, and only the first half was left. Although later generations have completed it to the level of divine fire, it is not as good as the original Sun Dao Sutra after all. Seeing this, Qing couldn't guess that the great Sun Saint of the Star Temple was Lin Yang's stepping stone, a small villain for him to slap in the face. I'm not willing to accept this. Lin Yang's eyes were red with anger when he saw the foundation of his rise being taken away. He is actually an ordinary person, a mortal, with a low aptitude. He was able to achieve his current cultivation and awaken the red sun divine body because of the sun divine fire. He went through life and death ordeals, as well as the pain of being burned by the sun divine fire, and finally evolved to the red sun divine body. In the future, he will have the opportunity to evolve to a medium-level divine body, a superior divine body, a top divine body, and even a supreme divine body. But all this, all his glory, will disappear after meeting Qing. Lin Yang really couldn't accept this. In his opinion, Qing, a disciple of a transcendent sect, is a flower in a greenhouse, and the person he despises the most. How could he die in the hands of the person he despises the most? You did die a little unjustly. If someone else came with Su Qingyue, even the son of the sun, it is estimated that he would not be able to do anything to Lin Yang. Moonwatching Holy Land and Su Qingyue are expected to keep Lin Yang and even invite him to join the Star Temple. After all, the heroine is bound to have a dog to lick her, and the classic plot of S.H.I.E.L.D. is also indispensable. Qing, believe it or not, if you give me 3 years, I will definitely defeat you. Lin Yang spoke coldly with the last glimmer of hope. No need to wait for 3 years, I'll give you 18 years, and you can come to me again in the next life to fight. After that, the light in Lin Yang's eyes gradually dimmed and turned into despair. Qing pinched the seal with his hands, and the mysterious Dao rhyme emerged around him, and he himself was faintly integrated with the world. The light emitted wrapped Lin Yang and formed a bottle. The treasure bottle is simple and natural, without any shocking vision, but it is filled with chaotic Dao rhyme. The treasure bottle seems to be the center of the world and the source of all things. Edit, delete. After doing all this, Qing silently said, open the attribute panel and remove the spiritual weapon and martial arts column. Name, Qing, realm, the 6th level of Xiandan realm, constitution, supreme Dao bone, chaos star body, transforming, 22%, talent, born with Dao seed, unprecedented in history. Fate, variable, fate, unknown, luck, 203,000 to 500, innate magical power, chaos Aquarius seal, yin and yang wheel, star picking hand, magic weapon, samsara divine halberd, Qinghuan sword. Kung fu, chaos immortal sutra, initial creation. Qing took a look and asked in confusion, system, why is my golden gourd not added? The host has not refined the golden gourd, so it is not considered your magic weapon. Of course, if the host needs it, it can be added. The golden gourd still needs to be refined. Qing was stunned. Can't the golden gourd be used without refining? Of course it needs to be refined. Only after it is refined can it become a magic weapon that completely belongs to the host. However, the host's current strength is too low and cannot be refined. The system replied. What level does it take to refine it? At least the divine fire realm. Excuse me. Next time, add the golden gourd and kick out the Qinghuan sword. In addition, I want to draw a lottery. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining the innate spiritual root, the 9-color soul lotus. What? Qing was ecstatic when he heard the word innate spiritual root. Anything that has something to do with innateness is definitely a treasure. System, what is the use of 9-color soul lotus? He asked, tempering and strengthening the soul. washing the soul into an innate soul, improving understanding, exorcising inner demons, and defending against attacks from the soul, that I did some popular science on the 9-colored soul lotus. In a word, the 9-colored soul lotus is closely related to the divine soul. With the 9-colored soul lotus, Qing doesn't have to worry about the divine soul attacking the magical power, nor does he need to worry about the old monster taking his body. The 9-colored soul lotus can warm, nourish and strengthen the divine soul, and can also restrain the divine soul. Receive. After Qing finished speaking, the 9-colored soul lotus fell into the Z mansion, emitting a brilliant 9-colored mysterious light and a dense Taoist charm. Qing's Zifu is expanding at a speed visible to the naked eye, and his consciousness is sublimating. At the same time, Qing's mind became clear, and many difficult problems in cultivation were suddenly understood. The whole person fell into an epiphany. This kid is in seclusion again. Ji Ning was helpless. Qing is so young, but he doesn't have the arrogance of a young man at all. Look at the holy son of the sun in their star temple. Once he gains something, he wants to announce it to the world. Riding on his own Kowloon chariot, with great pomp, he went to fight with the geniuses all over the world to make a name for himself. Where's senior brother? 3 days later, Su Qinghua came to find Qing, but found no one, so she had to ask Ji Ning. He is in retreat. Ji Ning's tone was cold, but her heart was extremely rich. This little girl looks so full of love. She must want to invite Qing to have a romantic relationship. TSK. A little sheep wants to eat the big bad wolf, and you cry. Ah. Su Qinghua sighed, her disappointment palpable. She put on her jersey today and spent more than 5 hours dressing up. She was as beautiful as her hair. Full of joy, he came over and invited Qing to go to the centenary auction of Wanbao Tower. Unexpectedly, Qing was in retreat again. What's wrong? At this time, a clear voice sounded in the flying boat. Qing walked up to the two of them with a smile on his face. He was in a very good mood. Although he had not achieved a breakthrough in this retreat, the Z mansion expanded several times, which increased his combat power several times, and his understanding also increased exponentially. He also incorporated the Taoist scriptures of the sun to further enhance his foundation. Junior sister is so beautiful today, like a fairy descending to earth. Ah, really? Su Qinghua blushed and couldn't help but feel happy. She pretended to be calm and said, Senior brother, today is the centenary auction day of Wanbao Tower. There must be a lot of good things. Are you interested in participating, senior brother? Okay, it just so happens that I also want to go out and relax. When he heard about Wanbao Tower, Qing inexplicably thought of Chu Yao, the fairy. Thinking about it, Qing sent her a message, asking if she was in Wanbao building so that he could make a deal with her. Wait a minute, there are 3 billion high-grade spiritual stones here. You can spend them as you like. If it's not enough, I still have some left. Ji Ning took out a storage ring and handed it to Qing. Qing has no background in backing. He has been busy practicing since he joined the Star Temple, and he probably doesn't have many spiritual stones on his body. This is not okay. How can your pockets be empty when you go shopping with a beautiful woman? Thank you. Qing was moved in his heart. Although Ji Ning talks little, she is really attentive and takes good care of him, and it was really generous. I thought to myself, when I become stronger in the future, I must repay her. No, you go ahead, Ji Ning said lightly. Seeing the two people walking side by side, laughing and joking, she thought to herself, if we go here, there will probably be thunder and lightning on the ground. If we hurry up, people will be killed next year. I really have a miserable life. The great venerable realm, yes, now I have to take care of 2 adults, and I will probably need a milk baby in the future.